My name is Ted Lavasser, and I'm the Home Office Director at Chemonics, and I've been overseeing the Nigeria SACE project. Civil society space over the past 10 to 15 years has been closing globally. I think that's why it's important that our civil society partners here in Nigeria, the staff on the SACE team, continue doing this work here to ensure that there's a voice for the people through civil society.
So I'm Charles Abani, and I'm the Chief of Party of the USAID Civil Society Project. And we've just finished a 5-year program that's been strengthening civil society to be able to influence reforms that promote transparency, accountability, and good governance.
My name is Lydia Ode, and I'm the Deputy Chief of Party of the SACE project.
In PIND, our broad development goal is to bring about systemic change in the Niger Delta region. And systemic change can occur in all spheres of our life as a people. In the governance space, we decided to partner with USAID so that we can promote good governance and transparency and accountability through the strengthened advocacy for civic engagement project.
We have achieved quite a few success stories. I can share maybe some of them with you. For instance, in Akwa Ibom, we have a youth bill, a bill that is advocating for 10% for youth, from the 13% derivative to be plowed into youth development. So we have that from the scratch, and it has gone through first, second, and public hearing. It's awaiting assent by the governor.
Okay, my name is Honorable Emmanuel Ekpenyong Bassi, member speaking for a constituency in Akwa Ibom called Ini State Constituency. And by the grace of God, the Chief Whip of the House. A foundation called Youth Alive Foundation, which I know is being sponsored by USAID. They did a great work. They came out with a bill that was called 10% for the youth. This bill, they seek that any money coming from the consolidated revenue of the state, that 10% of that money should be set aside for a youth developmental program. But along the line, we look at it and we change the bill to be Akwa Ibom State Youth Development Bill.
I think there's been some amazing policy adaptations in Nigeria, both at the federal and the state level, over the course of SACE due to the work of our partners. But to me, the most amazing success story really is the new way of working that, speaking to our civil society partners out here in the hall, they've all commented on this, that the collective impact model, it works, they've embraced it, and I believe they'll continue using it after SACE. Several of them already told us that they're using it on new projects with different donors.
At the end of this 5-year period, I think it's fair to say that we've achieved quite a number of outcomes. We have certainly influenced the policy landscape significantly in a number of key areas across health, education, extractives, young people, women, farmers, persons with disability. So there are lots of policy results.
We are also working in Akure, and one of the successes we've recorded in Akure is to have a fund in the budget, to have a budget line actually that supports farmers, women farmers.
I'm Dr. Abiola Akiode Afolabi, the Executive Director of Women Advocates Research and Documentation Center, WATC, one of the beneficiaries of the SACE project. The SACE project is quite impactful for civil society. When we started about 4 years ago, the organization, WATC, does not really have a good system in place. And when the SACE came to do needs assessment, they were able to find out a lot of gaps in the capacity assessment that they did. During the 4 years, we were able to build that capacity assessment. As we speak today, the organization has very good, strong process that can compete with any process around the world.
In addition, we've seen very strong organizations emerge who are now capable of receiving funding from donors directly, and who are really strong and capable of working. So I think these are some of the important results. I think at this point, as we close out and congratulate ourselves on a job well done, we've got to be thinking about the future.
Even though we don't have governance as a focus within our programs, but I can assure you that for some of the clusters in the Niger Delta region, we are continuing with the funding of some of the partner organizations between now and June of 2019. So that is a way we believe we can nurture some of these organizations to that point where they're able to go out to get additional resources.
In the area of innovations, one of them is the Your Excellency Gaming app, which is the first of its kind in Nigeria, which is basically to introduce the youth into governance through something that they like, which is gaming.
My advice for the civil society is that they are like the umpires that really sees what goes on in the society, the silent pond that the society needs. My advice for them is that they should be able to identify those areas that is going to be people-oriented, come up with those bills that they can lobby the legislator to pass that will at the end will add value to humanity and the people.
It's about sustaining those results. It's about sustaining the organizational capacities that were built over that program time and really helping to build a nation in which transparency, accountability and good governance don't just show its face every now and again, but becomes part of the mainstream of the psyche of the average Nigerian. And we think that this is a great place for organizations like this to build and move that process forward.
You will notice that one of the key achievements of this project is positioning partner organizations to be able to receive funding from diverse sources. And we're happy to note that out of the 6 organizations in the whole country that have now qualified to receive US government funding, 3 of them are based in the Niger Delta region.
So what I'm looking forward to see is how all these efforts are sustained. I'm looking forward to see a civil society with strengthened capacity to advocate, to engage government and other stakeholders more effectively and efficiently to bring about change, to bring about better reform in Nigeria.
Continue using the tools and the methodologies that you've built together with the SACE team over the past 5 years. These are really important tools for you all as civil society organizations, and do continue using them.
We need to develop the farming system in our community. We need to be part of the decision making in the agricultural sector. Don't go there.
Your responsibility as a woman is to cook food for the children, cook food for your husband, take care of the house. Then the primary assignment